She is waiting to see if you will stumble. Every time you text her, and she can sense and feel how desperate your message is, how you are willing to try and fix what has already been fractured. It doesn't communicate love. It doesn't communicate strong. It only communicates one thing, Isaac. You are owned and you are weak. And that was what all this was all about. Power, control, ego, the silence. The silence, Isaac, is her move. For Isaac, she doesn't need to block you. She needs you to obsess. For if you obsess, she wins. Your effort alone of reaching out and texting her, that, Isaac, that gives her confidence. You are convincing yourself that she's actually doing this because she is hurt just as you are. That she is actually struggling the same way you are. That any moment now, she will realize what she lost. Stop that mindset, Isaac. That mindset, it is the only trap you need to be owned by Hannah. That is how she actually keeps you emotionally imprisoned. And that was the loop. That was the strategy. When someone genuinely loves you, Isaac, they don't use silence to test your loyalty through an emotional cruelty. They ask. They have a conversation. They mature. And they own up. So Isaac, now what? Now you wake up. You stop waiting for her to reach out. You stop feeding the ghost. And you instantly flip the script. For you know, she showed you exactly what you needed to heal. It's not her absence, Isaac. It's your dependency. So let her wander. And let her silence be met with your stillness. No begging, no chasing. You are not playing the chess game anymore, Isaac. You flip the board. And when she realizes that you actually didn't flinch, you didn't collapse, you didn't chase, you didn't try to explain yourself, that is when regret creeps in. Quiet, slow, and sharp. Here's the magic, Isaac. Pain is the greatest teacher and professor if you let it be. Heartbreak, Isaac. Heartbreak is supposed to hurt, and that is not the problem. The problem is what will you do with the pain? And most men try to numb it. Most men try to run away from it. Most men try to distract themselves with parties, endless scrolling, fake positivity, posting on their status. They try to patch a bleeding soul with noise. But here's what you don't know, Isaac. That kind of pain doesn't go away. And it even hides in silence. It hides in quiet moments. And it finally shows up at 2 a.m. or when you're just listening to a song that just sits right. And if you don't face it, at that moment, Isaac, it controls you. it overpowers you. Pain, Isaac. Pain is brutal, but it's honest. It shows you the lie that you have been actually ignoring. It shows you the part of you that was entirely dependent on someone else for validation, for someone else to feel worthy, to feel seen, to feel like a man, to feel loved, to feel accepted. You thought, Isaac, you thought love would fix you. You thought love would validate you. And you thought love would carry your identity. Nope. That was not love. That was neediness in disguise. And that is what we don't face. Let me now give you the magic, Isaac, which is the paradox. If you sit with the pain and you don't numb it, you stop running away from it, you stop blaming that pain, it becomes something else. It becomes discipline. It becomes fuel. And that is the interesting part of pain. It becomes one of the voices in your head that will always say, never again. That is where strength is born. In fire, in the silence, in the moment you wish it couldn't have actually happened. That is where things change. And you stop wishing that it couldn't have happened, and you start questioning, what is this teaching me? What is this showing me? Pain, Isaac. Pain is the gift that will strip you the illusion. It actually rips away the fantasy, and it forces you to face the reality. It pushes you to confront the reality that you have been avoiding. That version of her that you fell in love with, Isaac, might not even have existed. That feeling of weakness that you feel you have, it's never weakness. It is exposure. For Isaac, you've been shown what you relied on too heavily, too attached, too expectant. And that was where your identity belonged. That is not you. She built you through illusion. Now, Isaac, take that data, build with it, use it, sharpen with it. For this, Isaac, this isn't about moving on. That phrase is weak. This is about evolving. This is about reconstructing your mind so that the next time, Isaac, you love, it's from overflow and not from desperation. So that the next time you show up, you make sure that you have already shown up for yourself first.